I started my sticker business with a very intentional goal: spend as little money as possible while still making something I'm actually proud to sell. In this video, I'm showing you exactly what I bought, exactly what I spent, what I regret, what I'd absolutely buy again, and what I intentionally skipped. So if you're thinking about starting something creative or just want to watch me figure it out as I go, I hope this helps. I'm building this business one step at a time, so if nothing else, maybe you can learn from my bad decisions before making your own. Thanks for watching. I'm Caitlin, the owner of Blue Hydrangea Press, and this is my studio. And yes, by studio, I mean my kitchen table. This is also where we eat dinner, where my kids have done school for the past 2 years, and often where they do arts and crafts, which explains the acrylic paint that is forever adhered to the table. It's a very, very professional operation that we have going on over here. I think social media, and especially YouTube, has convinced us that every small business owner has a gorgeous warehouse with exposed brick and tons of natural light and a staff of at least 5 people making their orders happen, and that's how they were immediately successful. Oh, definitely a neon sign with their business name on it. After years of photography, design work, Etsy experiments, successful ideas, failed ideas, way too many late night creative hobby rabbit holes, I realized the things that I like to make most had basically one thing in common. They were all thoughtfully designed, nostalgic to me, and genuinely fun, whether it be in its creation to me, in its conceptualization, or in its use or practicality. So now I make hand-drawn stickers, decals, printables, and other illustrated goods that feel nostalgic and help me celebrate the places that stick the most in my memory. But if you spend enough time online, like me, you can easily become convinced that you need a plethora of things to even get started making a sticker or paper goods business. It requires a professional printer, a dedicated studio, a million different cutting machines, heat presses, what appears to be unlimited disposable income. I, of course, had none of those things. What I did have was a Cricut, an iPad, and an Etsy account that, fortunately for me, I had established already, but isn't a necessary starting place. I also had the confidence of someone who had read a million Reddit threads and decided that I knew enough to get started on my own. My startup costs were actually pretty low, and I'll tell you exactly all the things that I bought in order to get started and what I plan on buying in the future, as well as what I wouldn't bother wasting money on. I didn't have invest thousands into a new hobby and or business kind of money. I have 4 kids. Someone always needs shoes. We are always entering a new season in which everybody needs an entirely new wardrobe. Of course, this comes with the caveat that this hasn't significantly changed my income yet. A few extra sales and a few extra dollars now and then, yes. Is it a sustainable business growth plan? Also, yes. Will this become a full-time business? I don't really know yet. Ask me again in 6 months. I am definitely not a 6-figure Etsy seller yet. I don't have a warehouse, I don't have employees, unless you count my kids as employees, and I actually don't even have a studio, and certainly not an aesthetic one with pegboards and all of my materials on shelves behind me and perfect lighting, although that is in future plans. If you've ever wondered what it actually takes to start a tiny business, and yes, I said tiny, not small, this is exactly what I've spent, what I've learned, and what I would do differently if I were starting again. Stickers honestly weren't my first idea. I've sold a ton of different stuff online. Printables, educational sheets, life planners, wedding planners, photography prints, illustration prints. I've sold custom illustrations. I've kind of done it all. But the more I looked into physical products, which I started to be kind of called to, the more vinyl stickers made sense for my ideal audience and my demographic that I was trying to reach. They're inexpensive to start, they're inexpensive to ship. People genuinely collect them, which is exactly the type of audience that I was trying to reach, was people who collect Disney things. And they're small enough that I don't need to start a warehouse in my garage. So that all made a lot of sense to me. What really sold me though was that stickers combined my skills in illustration, design, and storytelling into one physical product that I feel like people could also relate to and resonate with and enjoy. I've always loved creating things that feel nostalgic to me and indulge that sense of like memory and honestly childhood, that I wanted to create the same for other people. Stickers felt like a really accessible way to do that, and that's kind of how I found the crowd that I found. One thing that I noticed was when researching how to start a sticker business and how to really even just start making them was that a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of information, a lot of TikTok videos made it seem like you had to have absolutely everything right at the start. I'm going to show you what I actually purchased and what actually got me started that honestly was fairly inexpensive and easy to obtain and easy to also get the hang of. So the first thing was my Cricut, and full disclosure, I already own this. I bought this when I was doing my wedding and all of the DIYs and linens and invitations and all the things that came with that. I already had this. I will say I got this off of Marketplace for $80, and it came with all of the Cricut accessories like the weeder, the scissors, these tweezers, the things, all of these things for free. And I believe she even gave me a few rolls of vinyl that were like kind of cut, but many pieces were still usable. $80, 80 bucks. I also will say that I know plenty of people who hand cut their vinyl stickers and that works fine for them. If you are doing small batch items or custom items, hand cutting is absolutely fine. I will recommend the Cricut scissors because they are super incredible for cutting vinyl. They're very accurate. They're like a craft scissor, but a little smaller and easier to wield. So it's just easier to cut them. You don't need this if you don't want to have it. This just makes my process a little quicker and a little easier and a little more uniform. So if you're looking at startup costs, this wasn't technically an expense for me. This was kind of just sitting around waiting for an excuse for me to use it. So then I bought sticker paper. Revolutionary. I know that this is kind of crazy, but I will recommend some of the brands that I really like. The actual sticker paper that I use is out of its package already and sitting by the printer, avoiding fingerprints and scratches. But I will put it right here on the screen or somewhere on the screen. It's PPD Premium Printable Vinyl Sticker Paper. You can get it on Amazon. You can also get it from the PPD website. I absolutely love it for my inkjet printer. It is incredible. I have dealt with zero smears, zero ink splotch. It's very durable as well. They say on the website that it is waterproof, and I have tested that. I would more so say it's water resistant without a laminate on top. So just keep that in mind, which leads me to my next expense. It would be laminate. I have tried two different kinds of laminate and I like them both exactly the same. I have tried this Avery laminate. I really, really like this. It's really easy to use. And I have tried this Scotch laminate. I really like it. It's really, really easy to use. You will notice that both of these are self-laminating, which means you do not need a laminator. Heat-sealed lamination actually affects the vinyl and the stickiness of the vinyl, so I didn't want to do that anyways, and I don't want to invest in a cold laminator quite yet. So I self-laminate. It's very easy. All you need for that is one of these, a felt-sided squeegee. I think I got this for $4.99 on Amazon. Because I'm fancy and because I'm selling things to Disney adults, I decided to get glitter rainbow holographic laminates that I am obsessed with. These again are on Amazon. I'll throw up a screenshot of what I got here, and I'm not even sure, I can't even tell if you can actually see these in the light right now, but they are gorgeous. I have like a star one, I have a regular holographic, I have this like fractured rainbow, and then like this plain like glitter holographic. They are amazing and they kind of just elevate the design. I paid $9.99 for a set of 25 of these assorted holographics. Now for shipping and other things like that, like I put a little sticker on each of my envelope which has my branding on it. I bought matte sticker paper. This was, again, I think $9.99 for a pack of 30. And I originally bought this actually a few months ago to make stickers for my son's Yoto box, which is like a whole thing that you stick. Anyway, I already had these and now I'm just using them up because they are matte. And I don't love matte for vinyl stickers for two reasons. They don't handle water as well. They don't handle UV as well. And the colors just come out much duller and much less vibrant and much less bold. So I end up using these for things like this, where it's just like a little extra branding on an envelope. Okay, the last type of sticker paper, which I love, 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 and I've read really good things about koala vinyl as well. I only have experience with the transparent vinyl, which I love. It is so cool and it works really well in my printer. I'm just now realizing I forgot to go into the printer. I'll go into that next, but this works really well in my inkjet printer. Speaking of shipping and packaging, I keep things really, really simple. I use these little poly mailers, which self-seal, but I also add a little sticker on these as well. As for backing, so that stickers don't get bent, I add a custom illustration on a piece of cardstock, and then I also just add one of these little business cards that has a QR code to my YouTube channel. I have linked my YouTube channel because if they are ordering from me on Etsy, they obviously already know how to find my Etsy. So I would rather them see my creative process, possibly see their order packaged, what have you. That I add into the envelope for a little bit of stability, and so it doesn't bend. Speaking of not bending, I also bought for $9.99 one of these do not bend stamps. With all of the options online, you can definitely find one that is a prettier font. I decided to go with the big bold red with do not bend in a very classic typeface that people will see and recognize because I do not want it to get bent. And see, I just accidentally, I really, 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 really do not want it to bend. And I really, 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 really want people to see this stamp when I know our postal workers who are saints are already overworked and stressed. They will be able to see this. Speaking of the envelopes, I decided to splurge a bit on these. These were $12.99 for 50 of them, but they have a scalloped edge. And I just felt like this fit my branding a lot more. They come in a bunch of fun colors that I love and that fit my color palette very well. And so you definitely could do these cheaper. These are 150 GSM, which means they're really thick and they're not as likely to bend in the mail, which is a necessity. That is the only necessity. You could very well do craft mailers for probably, you could probably get double the amount of craft mailers for the same price if you wanted to do just plain brown craft mailers. You could totally do that. This is one expense that I decided to splurge because I love the idea of the customer getting the experience of like happy mail, like just cuteness, exciting mail that feels tailored and customized to their experience. That's what I want. So I decided that this was worth the splurge. So a quick cost breakdown. This was actually significantly less than I had expected to spend on starting a sticker business. Stickers are incredibly physical, so I expected to probably put in hundreds of dollars. And if you're starting from scratch and you don't have all of these and you want all of these, hundreds of dollars may still be your reality. One more expense that I kind of forgot about, I'm so sorry, is Procreate. I bought this probably 10 years ago now for about $10.99, and it remains one of the best purchases I have ever made. It is a great app. You can find so many things for free. You can find brushes, textures, all kinds of things for free or very cheap. And it has enabled me to do so many things. So once I had supplies, I realized that I needed designs. That sounds really obvious, but coming up with those designs actually took the bulk of my time and energy. I knew I wanted everything to feel nostalgic, and that doesn't necessarily mean Disney, it doesn't mean travel, it doesn't mean illustration. I just wanted things to feel. I honestly wanted products that felt like an inside joke. And I'm really big on Easter eggs. I really love details. I love funny little things and funny little details that a lot of people don't necessarily notice until they do. Kind of like an if you know kind of moment. There were a ton of bad ideas, a ton of redesigns, a ton of designs that never made it into a sticker format. Tons. Okay, it's okay to have bad ideas, and you are going to have bad ideas. There are stickers that I have on my shop that have gotten almost no views, no interest, no traction. That's going to happen. Sorry, I mean, it's just that's going to happen. I'll talk about my printer really quick, and someone is mowing their lawn outside right now, but it's my only time to film today, so we're just gonna power through it. It wasn't part of my initial startup costs. I actually bought this printer 2 years ago for homeschooling. That being said, it has printed thousands, and I literally mean thousands of pages perfectly. It runs like a dream still, which is saying a lot because most printers break after like 25 color sheets and 6 months. And this one is still going strong. I love it. I have not enough good things to say about the Epsons. They're incredibly affordable to refill on ink, and I feel like they go through ink really slowly despite like the vibrance of the images that they produce. You can buy the inks individually in each color. You can buy them as a pack, which is really affordable. I've been on these levels of ink for probably 9 months now, I think, or something like that. And this is where they're at with me printing batches and batches of stickers and homeschool materials this year. Almost halfway. Like it's actually crazy. So again, I have the Epson EcoTank 2850. I won't spend too long on this just because this is a really common printer. Lots of people have either this one or any of the other EcoTank series, and that alone speaks volumes. They are great. I love them so much. So we've talked a lot about what I did actually buy and what I would buy again, but I think this might be the most helpful part because this is what I actually didn't buy and what was not necessary for me to start a business and what I probably won't ever buy. I didn't buy a commercial printer. I didn't rent a studio. I didn't build a website, although that is in the cards for this year. So I didn't order inventory in bulk. I actually didn't order any inventory because I make it all myself. And I didn't buy every tool that Amazon recommended to me and that some of the top sticker makers on YouTube actually recommend that you need. I think that that's actually why I got started. And I mean that, like why I got started. I think when you start convincing yourself that you need every little piece of equipment and every tool and every piece of sticker paper and every design in bulk and tons of inventory on hand and shipping and label makers and I think that what you're really doing is just finding a more productive way to procrastinate. And this could really be your way to make an extra income. Maybe it's just to indulge your creative side and you just want to share collectibles with your specific community. It doesn't even have to be something that necessarily makes money or changes your income or makes you into a millionaire tomorrow. That's maybe not and probably not the goal for you. Maybe it's just that you want to share things with people that you have created, and that is perfect. So, what's the consensus? Has it been wildly successful? Not yet, by most people's metrics. Has it made me a millionaire? Definitely not. Have I become emotionally attached to a tiny piece of laminated paper? Yes. Yes. Unregrettably, yes. But I've learned a lot. I have launched products, I have conceptualized new collections that will come out in the future, and I've started growing an audience. I've started growing a demographic and a community that likes my products. This is something that I've spent a long time talking about doing and not doing. And that feels really, really, really good in itself, that I'm looking at the products. I can get online and see the listings. I can see them, creating a buzz with people who care about this stuff. And that is really, really, really exciting. I'm super stoked about that. I think the biggest thing that I've learned is that the version of starting a business that we see online is the most polished version, like most other things that we see online. That is the version after everything that they tried worked. That is the version where everything that they've tried before has failed, and we're now seeing what actually worked. Nobody really shows you the YouTube video of the person Googling sticker sheet comparisons at midnight at their kitchen table. And I wish that they did, because maybe I would have felt a lot more confident going into this years ago. Nobody really shows the YouTube videos of wondering if someone's going to buy your product, not like when they do. Oh my goodness! Not like the selling out or the like viral product, but like, I wonder if someone will buy this. Like someone, just one person, anyone, just one. Because that's the stage that I'm in. That's the stage of figuring it out. And actually, that's the fun part. This is the part that I'm really enjoying. I'm sure that when orders start to pick up and I'm selling out of things, I'll be a little more stressed. Don't ask me about that. Don't ask me what my plan is yet, because I do not know. If you're building something like this, I would love to hear about your experience. Leave it in a comment, tag me in a video, tag me in a reel, message me on Instagram, whatever you want to do. Oh my goodness! Somebody is just talking up a storm right underneath me. Hello, my love. He just loves to listen to me talk. And honestly, if everybody could be like that and love to listen to me talk. If you're interested in following along the building of Blue Hydrangea Press, subscribe. It'll be interesting. It'll be a journey. I guarantee that you'll learn a thing or two from me on what not to do. That's not something that every YouTube channel can offer you. Because this is less how to start a successful business and more here's what happened when I tried this. Let's ride this wave together. It'll be fun. Bye, guys. My honey bunnies.